oppose any change in the current vaccine mandates covering school children. There's a certain responsibility to the common good that should, in this case, supersede parental rights. We need a 95% vaccination rate to prevent infectious diseases from spreading through the population. And this is not just to protect those 5% of people that for whatever reason cannot be vaccinated, they're either too young, they have a disease, they're immunocompromised, maybe they're getting cancer treatment, et cetera. But it's also to protect those people, the children that are being vaccinated. So let's look at what happened in the pre-vaccine world. An average of 20% of young children died of some infectious disease in the past. These were horrible diseases where there was a lot of suffering, and if they did survive, the children often had lifetime disabilities like deafness or blindness or scarring, etc. Smallpox, about 950 out of 1,000 kids in the course of their young lives got smallpox of varying degrees. Diphtheria, 100 out of 1,000. Pertussis, or whooping cough, 700 out of 1,000. This is just something that people lived with. Measles, 900 out of 1,000. It was just expected that you would get these diseases, and some people, 20% of children would die. Mumps, 600 out of 1,000. Right now, children get vaccinated for 19 diseases in that short period of time when they're young. They're given the vaccines at times in their life when they are most susceptible, and also when the immune systems can produce the antibodies needed for protection. Let's describe smallpox. It caused fever, headache, nausea, racking body aches, a rash of pus-filled blisters. Victims couldn't sleep. They had night terrors and delusions. In the worst epidemics, the body would be covered with these pustules. It would crust over their eyes, and it would crust over the mucous membranes until internal hemorrhaging would kill them. Diphtheria is one of the worst diseases I've ever heard about. It was very common. You would have epidemics, and the worst of them were horrible. They'd start out with a sore throat. They were identifiable only by sweet-smelling, putrid-colored membrane that coated the throat and the tonsils. And eventually, I'll be in a minute, and eventually, eventually that could strangle and prevent them from breathing. So imagine parents that had no way to save these children or help them in any way and relieve them of their suffering. So those parents, if you can imagine these days, thinking about we have a very simple way to protect and prevent suffering, and we don't use it, we need to keep these mandates in place. Thank you.
Thank you. Kathleen Johnson.